Hey guys, Sarah from AmericanTrucks.com, and today we have a review and install of the Barricade HD off-road rear bumper fitting your 09 through 18 Ram 1500s. Between the steel construction and the textured powder coat finish, this bumper is durable enough to handle all of your off-road adventures and to just give you that nice aggressive look when you're driving around. This is for those of you who are looking to completely change the appearance of your truck and to add some nice features while retaining all of the factory function of your bumper. Coming in at around $700, this bumper does not come with lighting like its more expensive counterparts. However, you do get mounts to add lighting down the road, and this is one of the most budget-friendly options you can get in a rear bumper. I'm giving this install a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. It can be done in approximately 2 hours. It will require some minor wiring, but other than that, it is a direct bolt-up install. With that said, let's see what it takes to install this on our truck. For this install, we used a heat gun, an impact gun, an 18 and 15 millimeter socket, a wire stripping and crimping tool, spade connectors, the included Allen key, a flathead screwdriver, and a 10 millimeter wrench. Alright, so the first step in our install is to unplug the electrical components in this bumper, the trailer hitch hookup, as well as the license plate lights. Unplug your license plate lights by pulling back on this red tab, pressing down and pulling off the connector. Remove your trailer hitch plug by pressing down on this tab and pulling back. Remove the other license plate light. If you're having trouble with this red tab, you can definitely grab a flathead and gently push up. Next up, disconnect the 4 bolts holding your bumper to your trailer hitch. Remove the 2 15 millimeter bolts on the other side. For our next step, you will need to remove your license plate because there are 2 additional bolts holding our bumper on behind it. Grab a flathead screwdriver and remove these bolts. At this point, we can take these bolts out. Just make sure you are supporting the bumper because these are the last ones holding it in. Grab your 15 millimeter socket and let's remove these. All right, now that we have our stock bumper uninstalled from our truck, we can put it side by side with our Barricade bumper and really check out some of the similarities and differences. Now, as far as similarities go, you do get to keep all of the functionality of your stock bumper with this Barricade bumper, as well as some added features like our light mounts here and these corner steps for better bed access. In addition, this is quite a bit sturdier than your factory bumper. It's completely constructed of steel and features a nice black textured powder coat finish. So if you're looking to add some style to the back of your truck as well as some nice added features, this is definitely an excellent choice. So before we can prep our Barricade bumper to go back on our truck, we do need to remove the factory trailer plug from our OEM bumper. You can do this by squeezing the 2 metal tabs at the back and popping it out the front. Now we can transfer our trailer plug over to our Barricade bumper. It is important to note this mounts upside down from how it mounts in the factory bumper, but go ahead and slide it in. So one nice feature that I did want to point out about this bumper is that Barricade has allowed for you to use your factory sensors here. They've also included these nice wiring harnesses so that you can use them with this bumper. But since our bumper does not have factory sensors, we will be plugging them now. So grab these rubber plugs and go ahead and get them installed. Go ahead and insert them with a tab on either side to just slide past these tabs here. There's a ridge in the bottom here, so these rubber plugs won't seat all the way, but as long as you have them flush against that ridge, they should be installed properly. So if you don't have lighting to add at this time, Barricade has included these nice mesh block-off plates to mount where your lighting would mount. So grab these as well as the small included hardware. Let's get these installed. Grab the larger included Allen key and a 10mm wrench and tighten these down. At this point, we can install and wire our license plate light. Make sure that the open part is pointing towards your license plate when you install this. Go ahead and thread the wires through the bottom of the bumper and seat your light in place. You want to strip the end of your wires off so that we can start to wire them in. Using a stripping tool, take a little bit off the end of each wire. So we're going to use a spade connector for this situation because we want to be able to disconnect them off our truck if need be. If you would like to hardwire these in, you definitely can. As long as you're getting power and ground, the license plate light will be functional. So go ahead and slide your spade connector over the end of your wire. Crimp it down, and then just double check that you have a good connection. Do the same thing with your ground wire. At this point, grab your heat gun and heat shrink these to keep the weather out of your wiring. All right, so our bumper is resting nicely on our truck for now. We've just set it here so that we can bolt it up underneath. It does sit nicely over where your hitch will bolt here. Just a note, you will want to either support this or have a friend hold it for you before you go underneath to adjust the bolts. That being said, the bumper is sitting quite low right now, and when it is adjusted, it will sit quite a bit higher here. So let's get underneath and get our bolts on. Slide this flat bracket behind your bumper and the hardware through the front of your trailer hitch on your truck. You may need to push the bumper a little bit up to seat this. With both bolts in, you can now press the bumper up and get it in a spot that you think fits nicely on your truck, and then tighten these down. Repeat those steps on the other side, sliding your bracket behind and getting your hardware threaded. Pressing up on your bumper, use an 18mm socket and tighten this down. Repeat that process on the other side. Now we can reinstall our trailer connector. Since our plug is flipped 180, we will also have to flip our connector 180. Luckily, we do have enough wiring harness to do this. So our truck was already outfitted with these spade connectors. This is just the harness that plugs into our factory license plate light. So we're gonna plug the spade connectors that we wired into our truck's harness, black wire to black wire for ground. Now we connect the power wire that we wired earlier to the blue and white wire that is your factory harness. At this point, we're done with our install underneath. We just have to button it up a little bit with this cover over where our ball hitch would be, as well as our license plate brackets. Let's go ahead and press this in. Finally, press in your license plate brackets to mount your license plate. Finally, remount your license plate. All right, so that is gonna do it for the review and install of our Barricade bumper. Remember, for all things Ram, keep it at AmericanTrucks.com.